How's it going, everybody? This is Ruby, and this is episode 68 of my Feed the Beast machine tutorial series. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Bioreactor from Minecraft Reloaded. So, the Bioreactor's user interface is a little more complicated than some of the other machines that we've been covering in the tutorial series. So let's go ahead and get started. So this these 9 slots, is for the items that you want to kind of make the machine work with to make biofuel, because that's what this machine does. So what it pretty much does is it takes some basic items and then converts it into millibuckets of biofuel. So for example, seeds, wheat, wheat seeds, pumpkin seeds, corn seeds, all the different kinds of saplings, I believe. I'm not sure about the forestry ones, but they might work. And then, of course, your food, mushrooms, carrots, potatoes, cocoa beans, netherwort, what else? Bone meal, lapis, all the dyes, stuff like that. So that's where this would all go. This inventory down here, I've only ever seen it use one slot, and that was the current spot where it was processing stuff. So if we take mushrooms and we just get a couple and then we put them in here, you can see that it's currently stacking them up like that. And then if we take some seeds and we put that in there, you can see that also it's going to start working on those as well. So that is a pretty neat thing about it. So where this efficiency comes from is that you can see this machine has an internal storage of 4 buckets or 4,000 MB. And right here is the efficiency. So the efficiency is kind of determined by the number of the item that you have in the machine. So for example, we're at 300 right now, so we're not at the most efficient. But for example, one item by itself produces 80 millibuckets per item. So if you only have one, you're getting 80. For example, if you have 5, you get 120 millibuckets per item. So you always want to kind of overload this machine almost. What you can do using Redstone Signals, because what you do is if you give it a Redstone Signal, like let's put a torch down, it'll actually stop working. Like if it wasn't full of biofuel, it wouldn't be working. Like for example, that one has a redstone, has a lever on it, so it's not working. So it's just sitting there. And what you want to do is you want to fill this machine up completely before you start running it, so you get the highest efficiency. So that's the efficiency bar, and then the buffer is just how much of the I don't really know what they're considering it, but once this reaches 0, it'll start processing again. So as you can see, it's not really going anywhere. However, if we come over here and we throw some seeds in there, you can see that the buffer's kind of filling up because it's already buffering stuff, and then you can see it's starting to go back down because it doesn't have any items to process. If we go ahead and take a look at the building recipe for this machine, it is 3 plastic sheets, 2 sugar, 2 slime balls, a fermented spider eye, and then a factory machine block, which is just 3 plastic sheets and 3 stone, and that's of course for the bioreactor. So like I showed you earlier, this machine of course doesn't require any power to run. It'll just power itself on its own and just produce all the biofuel you would ever need and want. So if we come over here to the automation steps, so here I just have a chest, and for inputting items into the bioreactor, you're going to want to bring it from the sides. And the top, that doesn't work. However, the top will work as an output, and then of course all of these sides work as an output as well. So if we just go ahead and throw these seeds in here, they'll start pumping over. And of course I don't recommend using a redstone engine. I would use something that would maybe pump stacks at a time. So as you can see, the seeds are starting to come in. And once this machine, if we turn it on, it'll go ahead, it'll start processing them. And since we already have Liquidex hooked up to these tanks, it'll start pumping out the biofuel. Something else that you could do is you can incorporate a diesel generator in here. Right, you're going to need to use waterproof pipes though. And the good thing is you don't have to use any kind of wooden pipe. It'll pump it automatically here into the diesel generator, and then you could hook up, let's say, an MFSU with some cabling, and there you go, right? Bam, there. And you've got an easy power source. So if you've got a little farm set up, you can make this into a pretty good power source. It's building up nicely. Now if you had a couple of these, because they're really not that expensive if you look at the recipe again. So if you had a couple of these and you had a big farm, and you had maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 diesel generators, and you just all run it into like an MFE or MFSU, it would work out pretty well. So that's going to be it for this tutorial. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, a rating would be much appreciated. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments below or send me a private message on YouTube. Also, don't forget to subscribe, as I always have new Feed the Beast videos coming out almost every other day, if not every day. Thank you.